It's your girl Sassy MC here, and I would like to welcome you to LIB Latest News 231 YouTube channel. LIB Latest News 231 is the place where you can watch all of your political news, entertainment news, and sports news. To stay informed about the latest news, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification button on your screen for more videos from Liberia, Africa, and the world at large.
Thank you, Latina. I want to take this time to welcome the press to the national campaign headquarters of the Unity Party. Partisans, members of the national campaign team, members of the media, gathered here particularly to speak on a matter that has been determined to be a threat to the life of our standard bearer, Ambassador Joseph Boakai. On August 28, 2023, the Unity Party's standard bearer and former Vice President of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, took a break from the campaign tour of Monrovia County for a three-day visit to Ghana. Ambassador Boakai, popularly known as Rescue One, departed the Ravos International Airport at about 7 a.m. via AirSky. Minutes after his departure, journalists from Freedom FM, owned by the director of the National Security Agency, announced on the station that Ambassador Boakai has been hurriedly flown out of Liberia for emergency medical attention. Following the pronouncement from Freedom FM, scores of zealots of the CDC and officials of government, including presidential aide Sekou Kalasco Damaro and Deputy Finance Minister Samura Pizza Wolokoni, flooded social media with echoes of Joseph Boakai is sick. The Rescue Missions campaign promptly refuted the claims of Sam Siryon, Freedom FM, and CDC zealots, including officials of government, through a Facebook release by National Campaign spokesman Mohammed Ali. Moments after releasing false information to the public about JNB's health, that which has now become the only campaign message of the miserably failed Weah-led government, NSA Director Sam Siryon unlawfully released to journalists at his station and surrogates of the CDC a closed-circuit TV or CCTV footage of the Unity Party's tender bearer making his way through the airport terminal to the plane. The CCTV footage was sent to NSA Director Sam Siryon by RIA Managing Director Martin Hayes. The unauthorized release of CCTV footage, which is part of the former VP's the former VP by authorities of the RIA at the behest of President George Manuel Weah to surrogates of the CDC is clear violation of Section 17.40.3 of the Liberia Civil Aviation Regulations, Volume 12, Number 17, issued on August 11, 2021. The CCTV footage is part of the passenger's name record, or referred to as the PNR of the UP standard bearer, and it is his privacy. The right to that privacy was clearly violated yesterday by the RIA and the government operating through the NSA and its surrogates. The particular provision of the Civil Aviation Law regulations that were violated are as follows. Section D, as quoted earlier. The relevant authorities of Liberia, with full respect for human rights and fundamental freedom, 1. Clearly identify in their legal and administrative framework the PNR data to be used in their operations. 2. Clearly set the purposes for which PNR data may be used by the authorities, which should be no wider than that necessary in view of the aims to be achieved, including in particular border security purposes to fight terrorism and security crime. I want you to pay key attention. To fight terrorism and serious security crime. And 3, limit the disclosure of PNR data to other authorities in the same state or in other contracting states that exercise functions related to the purpose for which PNR data are processed, including in particular border security purposes, and ensure comparable protections are those afforded by disclosing authority. E. The relevant authority of Liberia shall 1. Prevent the unauthorized access, disclosure and use of PNR data. Their legal framework shall provide penalties for misuse, unauthorized access, and unauthorized disclosure. 2. Ensure the safeguards applied to their collection, use, processing, and protection of PNR data apply to all individuals without unlawful differentiation. 3. Take measures to ensure individuals are informed about the collection, use, processing, and protection of PNR data and related privacy standards employed. 4. Take measures to ensure that aircraft operators inform their customers about the transfer of PNR data. All of those laws were violated yesterday. In addition to the above, CCTV is not for public view. CCTV cameras are installed at institutions or facilities for the purpose of tracking criminals who are on the run or to track criminal activities. Ambassador Boakai has committed no crime in this country. CCTV footage should only be released to an institution or individual upon order of court. There was no court order. He has committed no crime. More so, the release of the CCTV footage provides sensitive information about JNB's travel patterns, routines, and whereabouts that could be exploited by those with malicious intent. Once the CCTV footage of our Standard Bureau was released by the NSA Director Sam Siryon, the Intelligence Bureau of the Rescue Mission Campaign launched an immediate investigation to determine the motive behind such blatant violation of privacy rights. Our intelligence has found that the government of Liberia, through the National Security Agency, or other state security agency, and privately hired security groups or individuals, have been tracking every movement of the UP Standard Bureau with the utmost sinister motive. It has therefore come as no surprise that government officials and surrogates of the CDC have been planted to propagate that JNB is quote-unquote sick and will die soon. The rescue mission through its intelligence bureau has now determined that there is an imminent threat to the life of our Standard Bureau from the CDC and its government operatives. I want to repeat this. The rescue mission campaign through its intelligence bureau has now determined that there is an imminent threat to the life of our Standard Bureau Ambassador Joseph Boakai from the CDC and its government operatives. Our intelligence bureau has also found that other high-ranking members of the rescue mission are being tracked on the order of President George Monrovia. The use of the PNR data of the former Vice President and UP Standard Bureau for propaganda purposes, which have put his life in imminent danger, must claim the immediate attention of ECOWAS, the African Union, the US Embassy, the European Union, the United Nations, and all other diplomatic missions and international partners in and out of Liberia. The international community should also take cognizance of the fact that the WIA government has sent a clear signal to the rest of the world that no one's privacy, including international travelers passing through the RIA in Liberia, is guaranteed. Said privacy could be leaked to surrogates of the CDC at any point in time for political or private sinister motive. President WIA and his henchmen have realized that they will massively lose the ensuing October 10, 2023 coup, and hence have set out to plunge Liberia into an irreversible chaos. These violations of the privacy of officials of the rescue mission is worrisome, and we all now fear the government has set out to get us in the most vicious way. They are threatening our lives. It can be recalled that on Monday, August 14, 2023, the UP campaign announced that Ambassador Boakai will host a press conference at the rescue center. As the standard bearer of the Unity Party left his residence to proceed to the rescue center to hold a press conference, the CDC sent 8 thugs and hooligans to attack the campaign headquarters. It has now been revealed that the attacks were ordered by the hierarchy of the CDC with the approbation of President WIA to inflict bodily harm and injuries on the person of former Vice President Joseph Boakai Sr. Despite massive outcry and condemnations, the Liberia National Police and the Ministry of Justice deliberately refused to conduct any investigation into the attacks on the campaign headquarters of the Unity Party. In spite of all this, we call on our supporters to continue the campaign unabated as we are doing everything to ensure their safety. We will not allow this country to retrogress to the war yet. We will not allow any amount of threats to cower us into surrendering the election to state-sponsored gang looters who are bent on destroying Liberia. That is why we are calling on all of our supporters to come out en masse to vote number 2 on October 10, 2023 to remove this nightmare from the hem of power of our country. Lastly, our legal team has been appropriately instructed to review all of the legal implications associated with the release of the CCTV footage of the UP standard bearer, and they will advise appropriately. Fellow partisans, let us all think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so
the Spoon TV coming to you live from the headquarters of the Unity Party. I'm Sylvester Play, bring you this live coverage. You just listen to the spokesperson of the...
Thank you. My name is Harris.
Go back.
I report for Love TV. I have 2 concerns. One, of course, you want to agree with me that the Freedom of Information Act calls for, and even where an information is not public, one could request the agency to provide that information to a written document. And of course, you must take reasonable account for which to give that information. Has the UP at any point in time able to verify whether or not the journalists from Freedom FM were able to wreck the Rabos International Airport requesting for the information of Ambassador Boakai leaving the country as per the Freedom of Information Act? That's one. Secondly, one is concerned, why is the UP so frightened in an instance if the CDC alleging that Ambassador Boakai is unhealthy, and the UP argument is that Ambassador Boakai is healthy? Why is it that you're so frightened that the information released by the Rabos International Airport to some extent speak or verified the accounts provided by the CDC?
So firstly, let me correct that Sam Siryon is the Deputy Director of the NSA. My brother, I think you're getting the entire Freedom of Information Act very, very wrong. You could request for information on an individual If that person is wanted by the law, they have committed crime or other things. Either they are in court and the court needs certain information. Ambassador Boakai is former vice president of this country with a very clean record. And as far as we know, he has committed no crime. He has the right to travel out of this country. Besides that, the privacy of an individual should not be requested by any journalist. And Ambassador Boakai was not informed, neither was any of his family persons informed about the release of a CCTV footage. We will issue to you the video that, to the extent that the operator of the CCTV camera even zoomed in to ensure that it was Ambassador Boakai, that is an imminent threat to his life. It was intended to determine his pattern of movement, the security personnel that are guarding him, and everything to reveal such to who the attackers. On the issue of the self-defense, we will not call such an elaborate press conference to refute the futile claim by the CDC. We are not frightened. Just right before last, Ambassador Boakai was on several campaign tours, and he was there until almost 8 o'clock in the night. So it is the CDC to worry. The CDC has got only one campaign message, that Ambassador Boakai is not helping. And the only reason why they got only one campaign message is because they have failed to deliver anything to the Liberian people. They are frightened by the presence of Ambassador Boakai. Our concern here is the threat to his life, the violation of his privacy.
In addition to my question quickly, it is necessary to establish that the Freedom of Information Act, as per your interpretation, is slightly contrary to what it means. It doesn't have to be case where a person, and let me say, is wanted by the law. That's the only time.
You are
Freedom of
wrong.
Information is provided. The
Again, if anybody, any journalist or any institution wants information about the private life or the traveling privacy of an individual, that individual must consent. It is even in the airport authority regulation. It is by the consent, in the absence of a court ordering that.
Yes. So we will take it.
Okay,
The name and institution.
This Tolo Group, General Liberia. My question has to do with whether you have complained this to the electoral body.
Well, this is security related matter, and it is not election related. The rescue mission, the rescue mission is taking the appropriate action in conjunction with our legal team. We have filed official complaint already, verbally with the ECOWAS ambassador this morning, by Senator Yoki Lawrence, and then that is going to be followed by an official complaint to the Justice Ministry and our international partners.
So Joseph,
okay, my name is Joseph. I write for the New Democrat newspaper. When will exactly your political leader will return the country to continue his campaign?
You know, he will return this week, but because of the security threat that is now being posed to his life, we will not disclose to the public his exact day or time of arrival, but he will be back this week.
Yeah, so here we go. My name is Saryon from Monrovia. Here we got these quote-unquote security threat to the life of Boakai. Would you want, in the future, probably upon this return, would you want further a more vibrant, private kind of arrival where you will take out to the Iranian authorities so that they can provide that privacy that you so deserve?
Privacy is a right of every individual citizen. But as you know, Ambassador Boakai is former vice president of this country, and that his arrival or departure will always be picked up, especially so when we are in the campaign period. And so once he's here, his partisans will want to welcome him. But his security is going to be tightened moving forward. And besides that, we'd like to stress that the fact that people will just take onto themselves to release CCTV footage of anyone driving, which is their private right, without any court order, it is a threat to the privacy of anybody, particularly opposition leaders and key opposition figures.
Hi, it's your girl Sassy MC here, and I would like to welcome you to LIB Latest News 231 YouTube channel. LIB Latest News 231 is the place where you can watch all of your political news, entertainment news, and sports news. To stay informed about the latest news, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification button on your screen for more videos from Liberia, Africa, and the world at large.